Hello and welcome to Sideline. I'm Renee Reich. I'll be your host today. I don't actually have access to the FIFA audio or visual, so you won't get to see the match itself. But what you'll get is my live commentary, tactical observations and coaching insights and reactions as the game unfolds. I've got a few cameras on. I've also got a few comments coming through from other social medias, so I hope to get back to you guys. Number one thing is, who do you reckon is going to win? We've got Spain and Portugal. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Just about to get started. The fellas look like they're warming up. We've got Spain in the white and Portugal in the red today. Spain has kickoff. Looks like we're just about to get started. We've already seen Ronaldo talk to himself. This is super important to talk to yourself. This self-talk really does make or break, and it's a really good chance for you to reset what's happening. Whether it's happening good, you want to progress those and really enhance that performance. Or if you're literally having a slump, that's a chance to reset and check yourself. They've started, the kickoff's good. So we've got very safe play by the Spanish, just keeping possession, which I like seeing. I don't like seeing. You got to settle your nerves at the start. It's all very exciting. I think this is Dallas, so I think this is about 88,000 or something like that, and it can extend to 100,000. It's quite a big stadium. I believe it's the biggest stadium. Looks packed to me, anyway. Who do you think is going to win? So we've got Portugal and we've got Spain. So Spain's on the left. My prediction, Spain 1, Portugal 2. That's what I reckon. What do you reckon? I've been talking to my mates the other day and they reckon, so I've got Sheila reckons Spain is going to be 1 and Portugal 2, same as me. We've got Rachel from Inverell. Hello, Rachel from Inverell. We've got Rachel thinks Spain 1, draw. Spain 1 and Portugal 1 and going to go to a tiebreaker. That's pretty cool. That'll be an exciting game. Spain still has possession. It's the 1.5 minute mark. Quite a lot of contest by the Portuguese, which is good. One minute 40 mark. We've got ourselves a replay. Portugal's taken a dive. I'm not sure if I saw much in that. In the game yesterday with the Norwegians and Brazil, the refs really cut a lot of just bad play. It was a nice clean game, and it was a really true credit to the ref. And I do like it when refs really do enforce a good clean game, good contest. Spain still have possession, 2 minute mark. Cassie thinks Spain's going to get up. Well done, Cassie. Nick's going for the Portuguese. Well done. Hello from Canada. All right, let's get into some game. Okay, so we're currently in the 6th minute. Everyone seems to be playing a pretty calm game. No one's really taking too many risks that I can see. I think at this level, you've really got to use your substitutions well. We've got ourselves a little bit of a push on here. You know what? That was a good shot on goal. Portugal, let's have it. All right, Portuguese, let's go. In the red. Yep, so Portugal basically carried the ball in the wing all the way through to here, and he basically had a shot at goal just at the top there. It was absolutely fantastic. I really like seeing people using the wings and the spreading things out. I think that it's something very mindful as a player as well to hold your position, but we're also under a lot of pressure from a player perspective to stay in that position only and not move. And it's really important that the coach allows you to be able to come and support and then go back to your position. But if you were to go in a position, it would be expected of you that someone else comes through and cover. So if you've got a winger who is a full forward and full back, they're pretty fit and they can cover a lot of ground. Spain had possession. Oh, that was a fantastic ball. 1-on-1 with the keeper. No, and that was a fantastic through ball there from Spain. Yeah, right there in midfoot. Beautiful shot. Was that offside? Back on. Seems to be that the Portuguese are using their keeper well, just like what the Norwegians did. Norwegians used their keeper as if they were the 11th player on the field, and I do love seeing that. Shots on, or was that 6 minute 30? All right, so this is the 6 minute 30 mark. All right. 6 minute 30 mark. Moving up here. And we had a lovely shot on goal here. Love seeing that. Currently, Portuguese just keeping possession, which is very smart. If you haven't got the ball, you certainly can't score. I know that people say that a lot, but how many times have we seen that the possession's been... Is this I don't know if that's offside. 7 minute 40 mark. Because I'm watching this live with no commentary, so I'm having a look at it myself. Okay. Right. Still 0-0. It's only about 8.5 minutes in. They're still settling. I can see they're still trying to settle. A few... Now's not the time to be tricky with the ball. We see a lot of... Well, I do. I see a lot of tricky stuff in the junior and... probably young adult area arenas. They tend to like to think that tricky balls means that you... All right, corner kick, 9 minute 40. 9 minute 40 mark. So 9 minute 40, corner kick. Portugal's kick. I don't know what that was about. So corner kick, he literally just went straight there and missed everyone. Everyone was here and the kick went about there. So 9 minute 40 mark, that was Spain. Probably a bit of a wasted opportunity there. I do like seeing those, let's just get rid of this here. I do like seeing those balls, especially those corner kicks, that literally go low and hard. I love seeing those because it's really about a game of probability, and I like seeing the game of probability where everyone's just got their feet everywhere, and it's very, very difficult for the keeper to defend that because the balls on the ground are not cleanly at them, and so it really is the higher chance of having a deflection is what you're after. I think probably Spain, Portugal still has possession. Smart in the move there by the Portuguese. What they did is that things were starting to get very crowded in here. So what they did is that they moved everyone out. They moved the ball out and they created space through here, and then they re-entered back in. And I do like seeing that. If you're coming in and things are getting too congested and you can't get good touches on the ball and really good and nice passes, you've got to create a bit of room, and so the ball has a chance to get to the player. .5 minute mark. That was probably a good contest by Ronaldo. Just a one-on-one. So where's Ronaldo? Ronaldo, Portuguese, is in the red. Ronaldo here. High defence. There was defence literally on him, another back up here, and there pretty much was nobody here to back him up to pass back. And then so Ronaldo had a shot on goal. It was a nice shot on goal. And I do like seeing that, because sometimes you have to back yourself. Obviously, a player like that does back himself, but for the folks out there who are the strikers, sometimes you have to back yourself. But there is a lot of missed opportunities if the striker is always thinking about the net and doesn't think about passing back and creating that space and that higher opportunity to then change your angle and then have a good crack on goal. I think the Portuguese can settle. If I was a coach, I'd be putting a message out there with the water boys to just have everyone just to settle, take a breath, settle into the game. They're starting a bit too, I think, grabby. A little bit of shirt grabbing by the Portuguese. We'll see if coach has let it go. Yep, play on. He's not interested in that. Yep, lovely. What the Spanish have done just then, Spanish was all, there's a lot of Spanish over here, and so was the ball. And what they did was they switched the play up and then brought it through here. And I like seeing that, and that is in the 13th minute. I'm not too sure if the Portuguese are a little bit tired here, because they're certainly starting to grab a few shirts, or if that's just the way they play. Yeah, sorry, bud. Spain had a shot on goal, probably the first shot on goal they've had for a long time back here. And what he did, getting pretty desperate, leaned back, and the ball's gone straight over the net. Well, over the net, I should say. And that was in the 13.5 minute mark. Yeah, Ronaldo's got some wheels on him. I wouldn't be letting... the Portuguese are probably giving Ronaldo a bit too much room to move. So yesterday in the Norwegian game, the Brazilians had pretty much two people marking Hagen. That was a very smart move. And how they got their 2 goals was pretty much when no one was marking him, or they gave him a lot of room to move and just breathe a bit and get his position. So same with Ronaldo, I'd be having him heavily marked. He's quite dangerous. If I was to have a coaching comment about the Spanish versus the Portuguese just look like they are half a step, like a bit flat-footed. They're just a little bit behind that reaction to the ball. Spain, good move here. It was starting to press up and through here. This is Spain, and they're really controlling the ball in the mid centre. What they've done, so this is just a 15-ish minute mark. What they've done is they've brought it back, used their keeper. Yay, I love. Switched it and brought it back. I love seeing that. I love seeing the keeper being used. There's nothing. That's a lovely through ball. I tell you what a lovely ball. Okay, that was 15 and a half minutes. How quick did that change? So 15 and a half minute mark. $15.30. All right, the Portuguese and the red. Pretty close to a loopy thing here. A loopy pass here, and what it did, it brought the keeper out because in this sort of a danger zone area, because remember they are using their keeper as an extra player. Yes, but what it did, it was just the right position, and Portuguese did a lovely little bit here, but the keeper got to it, so well done. Keeper's onto it. Well done, keeper. Got a corner kick, 16 and a half minutes. Got a corner kick from Spain. Another loopy one. They're probably looking for... Spain are up there. They're pretty keen. So corner kick, what they've done is they've gone... Get me out of the way. Corner kick, what they've done. Corner kick. This is Spain. We're talking about Spain. Spain. Corner kick. They've gone for probably a header there. These two teams seem to be fairly evenly matched with height and strength of the team. And I don't mind an aerial game when people are fairly evenly matched from a height perspective. Yesterday in the Norwegian game, they were definitely outclassed by 6.5 feet fellas compared to probably 6 foot fellas, and that really did make a massive difference. I don't think that the Norwegians yesterday used their height to an advantage from a ball cross, but I was really from a corner kick. But I was really happy to see that they did eventually get those low and hard balls in from a corner perspective, and I think that today the Spanish and Portuguese need to consider that they have two sets of a game. They've got an aerial game plus also a ground game, where yesterday the Spanish pretty much just had a ground game only, and the Norwegians had a ground game and an aerial game. Yeah, bring the camera out. Yeah, all right. Nah, that was all right. Relax, bro. Beautiful grounds here. For anybody out there in Dallas, Texas, I'd really like to know how you went about putting in that surface and how it's running. It looks like it's running really well. The greenkeepers, what they like, and they are always testing the ball, and you're going to see if there's a hard pitch or a slow pitch, and people always talk about that, a bit like horse racing, a heavy track or a slow track. A fast track means the ball, you can expect good, firm and consistent passes. And if it's a slower track, you can expect things to be probably more of a tactical game, because it's very hard to have speed in that game. Again, we're at the 19th minute mark. The Portuguese really need to settle. They really need to just settle the game down and just get their passes in. They're getting their passes in and they're definitely connecting, but everything just seems a little bit too rushed. So when they get the ball, it seems they've got this like a fake urgency, and I'd like to see them just to settle a little bit and just pass and call to each other. How you call to each other is you have to use people's names. There is too many times I see, and I'm watching sport all the time, guys, different sports, all different codes, and what people probably get wrong from a coaching perspective is that they tend to good triangles here from the Portuguese, and what they're doing, they're going back and creating space, shifting across, like I said before. Yay, bravo, they're starting to settle. Currently right now at the 19th, nearly 20 minute mark, Portuguese have settled very well on that. If they don't get a goal from here, they're setting themselves up nicely anyway if they don't. Yeah. Yes. Okay, that shot on goal was not as good a shot on goal. All right, so what the Portuguese did is they started here, then they came back. It was all getting quite congested here. They came back here, took a breath, yay. And then what they then did is they went across, they made this switch and they came across and they came through here. Now what they did really well is they got their triangles. They started getting their triangles with their buddies. So what they were doing is they were set in here and then they had a shot on goal. The only problem with the shot on goal is that the shooter just leant back too far and the ball went just vertical. You can't afford to have it would have been a good shot on goal. Obviously, it didn't convert, but it was a good shot. It was good team tactics to get in. And that was the 21-minute mark. Just below that, probably about 20-minute mark, actually. Game's still going. Getting back to how to talk. So there's a few things from a coaching perspective that I do think has to stop. So the whole thing, especially when you're close to the sideline, some coaches have this thought process of if in doubt, kick it out. And I disagree with that. I think if you're going to kick it out, you kick it in the person, make sure that you got the throw in. Something like that. And you should be thinking about that all the time with your players and try to just try and keep it in. It's very important to keep the game in. And it's not one of those, if I keep it in, they get the possession. It's just more about just getting out of the bad habit of if in doubt, kick it out. It's a really, really bad tone. I think everyone should stop it. So if you're a coach out there, please try and encourage your players. I can tell you that these players here are trying to keep it in, and that's the difference between the awesome and the average, is they're trying to keep it in. They're certainly not trying to go, oh, well, I'm close to the line. I've run out of legs. I'll just kick it out. Oh, that was close. And the other thing too, from a speaking perspective, I'm a big fan of using people's names, and people don't use names enough. I know they don't, because I hear you don't use names enough. Back in the day, we just had a different sort of coaching model. So we were told to, there's a bit of a match break here. It's a 22-minute mark. It's a hydration break. Okay. I haven't checked the humidity over there, actually. So where are we? Dallas, Texas. Yeah, use people's names. So, for example, Jenny, come with me. Looks pretty hot. So 36, 38 degrees. Moderate humidity. So this is 100 degrees Fahrenheit apparently in Texas at the moment. So it's quite hot. So I can see why they're having a hydration break. We do have hydration breaks here in Australia when it gets hot. And they're a good idea. I don't mind them doing that. I've certainly come a long way thinking that water is for the weak. You need to stay hydrated, and it's a good thing to keep hydrated. I do agree with that. So when people are calling their names, so back in the day we used to, and I still instill this now if I'm doing any coaching, I'll always remind people about using people's names. There is nothing more attractive when someone calls your name. Attractive means attract to you. So if I say, hey Jenny, come with me, then Jenny is going to come with me. And that sort of stuff, rather than, yeah, well in, well out. People always say well in. Why do people always say well in when they kick the ball out? Why would you say that? Oh, well in, you kicked it out. That's really annoying. Stop saying that. Far out. We're still seem to be on a bit of a drink break. It's really hard to get leather shoes here. This is just the punter level. So at the punter level we have, which is not FIFA level, we have synthetic shoes now, boots. So for good reasons. The synthetic boots definitely have their positives, and I'm just a big fan of the leather boots because they just feel nicer. They definitely mold to your foot better. That's what I think. Still on a break. They're going to be really thinking about psychology here. So the coach is going to be really reminding them about those things I just said before about calling for each other. I really hope that Martinez has said, you just need to settle, guys. Just settle down. Make sure your passes are right. Remember, this is the difference between the awesome and the average, is they do the basics better. And that literally is pretty much the only difference there. The keeper's doing a stellar job. Both keepers doing a stellar job. I'm actually surprised that the Portuguese keeper has allowed their sweeper to do a kick. Yesterday, the keeper for Norway was able to kick pretty close to 75% of the pitch. Very deadly from a game-changing perspective. It's a good skill to have. Very, very athletic. Good contest here from the Spanish and the Portuguese on the side, on the wing. And the referee is not putting up with too much rubbish from the calling of, oh, he hurt me, or come too close to me, or the injustices. Gee, those linesmen are onto it. I like seeing good linesman call. All right, let's clear this up. Whoops. So if you're watching on with me, we're now at the 26.5-minute mark. Fuentes, we're really happy with how his team are performing. They're definitely settled and they seem to be playing well with each other. They seem to know what's going on, where the Portuguese tend to be just a bit grabby and not settled, or a bit, probably not emotionally settled. At the 27-minute mark, I can't really see anyone who's dominating, which is a good thing, especially at this level. They're definitely evenly matched. I'm really a big fan of seeing the full pitch. You've also got to have the fitness to have a full pitch too. There's no point leaving today all my comments and then tomorrow and then expecting everybody to do a full pitch kick if they're not able to do that in your teams. You've got to be able to have the fitness to run a full pitch, and you've also got to have the strength to kick a full pitch, which obviously in a men's team at a FIFA World Cup level, they do have that fitness. That's why we can see a full pitch being used. Oh, what? There was Portuguese. What are you doing? There was nobody on. What's this? The 28-minute mark. Okay, 28-minute mark. 28-minute mark. Let's go. The Spanish were here. Old mates here. We've got one here. The Portuguese, yeah, they're around. And they're around there. And they are pretty much here and here. 20-minute mark. Excuse me. So what's happened here? We've got ourselves a nice little ball through here. Old mate's open. He turned with the ball, so someone's yelling out turn. Good old rudimentary stuff, and went boom straight here, and then right there then, and then he got sort of smothered by the Portuguese. That was a really good tactic, but you can't leave your men unmanned. You've got to give a little bit of room so everyone can play the game, but there comes to a point, this is where the game knowledge comes in, is that you know how far and fast you can, how far you can leave your marker, and you know if you can outrun them at a certain distance and dropping in the angles. That's pretty much what a soccer is about, and all sport is about cutting those angles down. Oops. All right, if you're watching on, we're nearly at the 30-minute mark. There's a corner. So what the Spanish have decided to do was to just bring the ball back in play. I don't mind that. Create a bit of breathing room. So 28-minute mark. Was that a handball? 30-minute mark. Nah, Touchy's not interested. Let's have a look at that replay. They're calling if it was offside. Okay, that's what it's about. Great effort by Portuguese keeping their line. So what happened here? So this is the 28 to 30-minute mark. This all happened in a matter of seconds. Okay, so I'll move me out of the way here. Spanish started here. I've got my wrong ones here. The right ones, yeah. Spanish started here, and then they bounced. What? Am I wrecking my... Spanish started here, get back on there, and they did just basically just a normal pass. It wasn't anything. This is a corner, so they did not go in here at all. They didn't do that. They went here, and then what they did was they created space. They came out, very smart move, created space in through here. All of the Portuguese were here, smart, because you want to protect your the goal. And then what they've done there is they've come back in here, and then by then everyone's come out, but the Portuguese have held their line nicely, and then there was a kick, and then back here to a Spanish player, and the Spanish player then had a shot on goal. But they were talking about him, whether he was offside, came onside, then went again. But anyway, the goal didn't go in. It was really good. I liked how they used that corner to come out, and then to re-establish themselves in here, and a shot on goal. That was great. I really like seeing that. Excuse me. 32-minute mark. Portuguese have used their keeper as an extra player. Yes. Keep them involved. You definitely don't want your keeper cold, that's for sure. My gosh. You don't want your keeper cold. You need to keep them in. So the worst thing you can do is have your keeper having a very demarcated position. I do like the tone of a sweeper keeper style. I'm not too sure if there's many out there that use that. But when you've got a keeper who has really good ball skills, you can use them. If you've got one of those keepers who are really good with their hands and not very good at their dribbling, or if their first touch is a bit off, I certainly wouldn't be recommending a sweeper keeper style for them. This comes down to player specific. So actually, I tell you what, the best keepers I have seen have been the ones who've actually been strikers, because they've got the speed and also that first touch, which is really good. Everyone should have good first touch, just saying. But I have seen really good transitions from striker into goalkeeper. My dog Roxy's here. She's hanging out. Big German Shepherd girl. She's my buddy. Are you watching on today with your animals? You got a cat there or a dog? I want to know all about it. I'm a bit of a dog person. I'm definitely a cat person though. Portuguese are looking like they're starting to tire, but they're certainly in more of a defensive mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, pretty close to evenly matched here. 34-minute mark. They must be getting... Okay. Portuguese, let's go. 34-minute mark. There's literally everyone here is there who are Portuguese, and there's all those players there. 9 players, and they're evenly matched, and everyone's just trying to have... So the Spanish are trying to just literally just have a pot of gold there. 34. This is how quick this game's changing. So literally 30 seconds from saying that, everyone's spread out again. And assume their positions. Yep. Good possession on that throw-in from the Spanish. Nothing too outrageous. Just a nice solid pass the foot of the winger. I see a few Adidas shoes out there. I don't really have a preference of shoes. I get asked this question a lot, like what shoe should I get? That literally is the question. What shoe should I get? What boot should I get? That was a lovely through ball. That could have ended badly for Portuguese. The Spain were here and they basically did some nice sort of this loopy thing here, making the keeper come out, but the keeper's way too smart for that. Good eye coordination on that one and grabbed that ball. Too bad for the Spanish. Portuguese saw that one coming. And that was the, make that 34-minute mark. One, two, three, four, five, six. Definitely, Portuguese are definitely in a defensive mode. And the triangles, guys, fantastic triangles. So Spanish did really good triangles on that one there, but they actually were outnumbered by the Portuguese, which is probably the Portuguese point there, is because they're having plenty of room to turn there for the Portuguese. Yes, go back, create space. Well done. Come this way. That was a shocking ball to Ronaldo. The ball just didn't land at his feet. It basically landed at his knee, at his knees. Couldn't do much with that, especially for a player of that caliber. Oh. Ah! Okay. What minute's this? 36.5 minute. Okay, not for lack of trying, guys. The Portuguese. This is what happens. You've got a team that's like, so the Spanish just then were dominating the goal in their presence, not necessarily shots on goal, but dominating through there. And then within 2 seconds flat, they started coming up here. The Portuguese come up here, they went here, and they literally were here, and they had this cross shot here. Fantastic. And then Portuguese had a shot on goal, and yeah, yay to the keeper. Well done, Spanish keeper. That was fantastic though, because it was a shot here. It wasn't a shot there. It was enough to make the keeper come out here. We're getting a bit messy here. This shot through here, from here to here, was enough. Oh, sorry. Yes, was enough to make the keeper. Hang on, where am I? We've got an injury time. What's going on? Are we cramping? Are we cramping or did you get smashed up? 38-minute mark, Portuguese taking his shoes off. That's a Nike shoe. Got a bit of an ice rub on number 11 on the Portuguese. Yep. What it was, it looked like it was a shot on goal here. It doesn't because it's all tactical. So the Portuguese came through. So it was actually the Portuguese. Let's do the red. The Portuguese, let's get rid of this here. All right, we're currently at around, I think that was around the 37-minute mark. So what the Portuguese did, right, they had a shot on, they had a solid pass, which could have looked like this could be a shot on goal. It was a solid pass to here, just enough for the keeper, Spanish keeper, to come out and try to get it. And then there was another boom and deflection, I think. Gosh, it was something like that. Anyway, enough to make the keeper absolutely be completely worried, but good reflexes, yay to the keeper. And great tactics too. This is using your angles. It's very important to keep using your angles. What's this ref doing? Oh. I'm not sure I'm buying that. There was a little bit of a chop from a Spanish on the Portuguese. Anyway, good call from the ref. Switch it over. Got ourselves a free kick. Hey, that guy's got a boot on him. All right, I think it was the left fullback. Oh, what number was he? Okay, so the Spanish Sorry, Portuguese. Get out of the way. Okay. Portuguese were here. Free kick. Literally, boom, straight there. Wow. What a good game changer. And that was probably the make that 38 minutes, around 38 minutes. We've got a corner kick now for Portuguese. Oh, great. Okay, 40 in the 40-minute 30 mark. Let's get back to this 30-minute mark. I'm going to talk about shoes. Smart move. Portuguese, to me, Portuguese have done a pass. Okay. I'm not going to forget that. We're going to talk about shoes. 40-minute mark. All right, the 40-minute mark. What the Portuguese did with their cross, they were here. They literally just passed here, created a whole bunch of room for everyone to come out because game changer here, and then had a shot on goal here and was unsuccessful. Well done to the Spanish keeper. All right, that 40.5-minute mark, just so you can, I'm going to write this down just so you can Google it. Right. Whoops. 40-minute mark. I'm going to write here Hagglunds. Hagglunds. We call it deformity because that's what's called, Hagglunds deformity. And what it is the, if I can draw this for you guys, what we saw at the 40-minute 30 mark, gosh, 40-minute 30 mark, there was a player there was a close-up of a shoe, and it was a Nike shoe, and the back of the shoe has been cut out. Extremely smart. So what happened here? So we have a foot. Yeah, we have a boot. And what they did is they actually cut that back part of the shoe out. There's the top, here's the laces, whatever. And the reason why they've done that is because the Hagglunds deformity, or the Hagglunds, is it's a big word called the bony exostosis, which means it is part of the bone. It is not a separate part of the bone. And I can literally go on for about an hour about this particular condition in podiatry. So what they've done is they've cut the back of the boot out to allow for that bony protrusion, which they can't help and can't change. And please, surgery is not a good outcome for this. What they've done is that if you have a bony part in the back of your heel and it's rubbing up against your shoe, the best thing you can do is to literally cut a hole. Massive fan of that, and let that be. I have tried to pad that up over the years, and there's some really good products out there. It's called Mole Foam, and you can put it inside the shoe. There'll be other foam things, but it's a high density foam, so it keeps its form pretty good. But if you're going to be packing up that heel where that lump is in the back of the heel, you bring the whole foot forward, which means that you're probably going to be looking about an extra half a shoe size up if you're going to do that. Remember, what you do to one side, do to the other side. The other thing which is really important, if you're going to be doing that and not change your shoe size, it means that where that padding is, you've really got to consider your socks. So if you have 2 pairs of socks for soccer, which is really common, you've got your underlay sock, and then you've got your shin pads, and you've got your soccer colours on the top, the footy socks on top. So that's 2 pairs of socks. I do recommend 2 pairs of socks for soccer. It's a very high friction sport, not because of hitting the ball. It's because it's a high agility sport with pretty much there's not much sponge in those shoes. So if you're going to have that sponge in there, it's really important that you just consider those things, that your whole foot's going to come forward. So what they've done is they've cut it out. I've got no idea because I can't see the audio, but I would hazard a guess that it is a Hagglunds deformity. Hagglunds. Can I write that here a bit neater? Gosh, I'm doing my best with a styler. Haglins. So Google Haglins, that's what's going on. Basically, people think, because there's been a little bit of a highlight on social media lately, especially with the runner, the athlete runner from with the Puma shoe. People think that shoes cause this or something else. It literally comes down to foot position at a very young age. I see the Haglins deformity being present at probably about the age of 5. And I know that sounds shocking for a lot of people, but I'm in the game, structural podiatrists do this all the time. It's absolutely not I'm completely unmoved by that. If I see a Haglins deformity come in, sometimes I mention it as a point of concern, and sometimes it's not that point of concern because the foot's mobile and you can move it. We still treat it as far as like trying to make the heel move again. But yeah, gosh, I can bang on about this for a full hour about this condition. Highly experienced in it. There you go, in the Haglins. Very experienced in how to treat it and how it comes about. If you know anyone with the Haglins or the heel painy, that is not plantar fasciitis. A Haglins deformity is not plantar fasciitis. It's totally separate anatomy. All right, we're at the 45-minute mark. We'll be getting very close to... I sound like I'm angry talking about the Haglins. I'm not angry about it. It's just really, really specific thing that the shoes didn't cause this. It's most likely coming from poor foot alignment way back when you've still got growth plates and you're still forming. What's happening here? We've got Spanish having a shot on goal. Spanish getting a little bit desperate right now. They're probably really aware about the time. There's currently overtime, I think. So they're saying, but when you're having a shot on goal, you really can't afford to wreck those opportunities. Yep. Just, it's really okay to have an unglamorous goal, because goals are goals, guys. You don't have to do a big swing, no ding, or a big shot at the title, and then you miss your accuracy. I'd much rather somebody have treat it like the solid pass, that draw and pass, those angles, but also the Spanish had nobody to back him up, so he really was on his own. So fair's fair to the Spanish striker around the 45-minute mark at about the 1.5 minute in. All right, let's see if the Spanish can convert. They have themselves they're here and they're taking a shot. They're setting themselves up. So the Portuguese are here, making a line. Got a whole bunch of Spanish here trying to get through too. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a triangle work here. I wouldn't mind seeing that rather than this big swing, and you've got 6 minutes. Yeah, hey, go ref. Ref's not having it. Bravo, ref. The Englishman ain't having it. He's saying move on. Not interested in your chat. Love it. Do you think, let me know in the chat, do you think that your captain or other players should approach the referees? And if they do approach them, when's enough's enough? Because sometimes you got to accept the ref's call. I used to hate that as a player. You'd have these people who would sit there and argue. Times are different 30 years ago. I have played since then, by the way, but when I was highly competitive, I actually had some really good friends come from soccer, so I'm a big fan of staying in soccer. That's where you find your people, guys. Sport is where you find your people. The Portuguese literally have settled down, and I'm really, really happy to see that. So we are 4 minutes into the 6-minute overtime. They have settled down. It's actually now the Spanish who are starting to get grabby and let's try and convert this. But the Portuguese are being super patient. The Spanish held their line then. So what's happening? Obviously everyone's getting tired at the 45-minute mark and 4.5 minutes into a 6-minute overtime. Yeah, the Portuguese look like they want to be there now, like we're really starting to enjoy their game. Yeah, Martinez will be very, very happy going into the halftime speech with them, everybody. We've got about a minute and a half to go. There's a few things that they'll want to come from the halftime chat with the coach. I want to know in the comments below, what type of halftime chat did you have? Did you have a coach that blow their stack? Even the current folks who are currently who have current coaching in the sport, in this sort of team sport, do you have coaches who blow their stack, or do you have calm coaches? There's time and place for both, by the way. Sometimes you need to rev up. I'm a big fan of that. My parents are Victorian, so I grew up with AFL, and I really did enjoy on the AFL games is where the halftime chat with the coach was on the field and you could just go and listen to the coach talk. Absolutely love that. It's not G-rated, which is part of the fun. All right, so Spanish has now done this massive kick, game changer. Let's see if they can convert. That was really worth it. All right, so 6 minute. I'm surprised have they finished now? Finished the game? Yeah, the game's just finished now. Okay, that was a really smart move by the Spanish. Spanish were here with the keeper. Done this. Well, not there. All right, so we've got 45 minutes plus 6 minute. Oh, hang on. We have 45 plus 6 minutes. Far out. Okay, so keeper here did this massive kick up to about there. It was fantastic. And then just because had a bit of a shot on, but was deflected well by the Portuguese. But what was really good is everyone was pretty much here. So that was fantastic. Good game changer to go here. Good visual from the Spanish keeper. Half time. Tactical adjustments. What do you think should change? I don't think it would hurt. Currently, the Portuguese right now going into the half time. Let's get my half time little thing up. So half time score is 0-0. 0-0. Yep, 0 all for the both half time score. I think the intensity from the Portuguese coming in right now was really, really spot on. I think that they managed to settle into their game and then get onto it. The Spanish did pretty good too. The Spanish were probably a bit better for the first part, I thought, and then they started getting a bit... probably started to lose their tempo a bit. They started being a bit grabby. Be interesting to see if there's any injuries from here. So far, I can't see any injuries that, like, no one's limping, no one's got their shoulders down, no one seems to be labouring getting back to the ball. That's something I'd be looking for as a coach. If anybody looks like they need a rest, you've really got to get rid of them. This is World Cup stuff. This isn't another game regionally. And you might not have your depth in players to sub out. I am a massive fan of using the bench. You must use the bench. Rules have changed, so historically we had very limited rules, and those rules are now, and then now I think that there seems to be a lot more unlimited rules, especially for the junior leagues, which I do like. You need to rotate your people out, especially in your junior setting. You must keep changing those positions up. Specialisation at too much of a younger age group isn't a good thing. I don't like specialisation. I think people should be looking for athleticism, speed, timing, plyometrics, things like that from a junior athlete, and that goes for everybody, by the way, but specifically with that. But I really do like how the junior coaches literally they've got these apps now, and they'll give someone 2.5 minutes now a change, and 2.5 minutes now a change. They've always got someone. So if you're on the bench, you're only on the bench for about 2 minutes or so, which is really good. And it's really good to keep people on the sport and keep it in there. The kids always develop at different ages and stages in life. So it's really not, I don't like using the word fair. It's just not right. You don't, just because somebody's good when they're 13 doesn't mean they're going to be the same level of intensity and good when they're 15, 16 and 20. And if I could impart any knowledge to anybody today, the biggest gap in human resource that I think right now is when you leave school to about 25. that literally I'd be interested to see how you go there rather than how you went in the junior leagues. I'm literally not interested if you... I am interested, but I don't think it has to be a lasting interest that if you weren't a runner when you were 15. There's plenty of people. So if I was a coach right now and I wanted to coach somebody for, let's just say, Olympics or something like that, or if you want to coach them for FIFA or what have you, I'm looking for people in the who really know they want to be there as well. From like they know that they like the sport, they're given a bit of a trial of different sports and what have you, and they've got their reps in and what have you. Anyway, that wasn't clear. I know it wasn't clear. Don't care. So do we sub? I'd be thinking, do we have a fresh sub on, or do you sub a few minutes in? Sometimes it's good tactics to sub a few minutes in, and sometimes a good tactic to sub going in to the next round. I think that I've done both, and they've both been really quite successful. But if you're going to sub in a new second half with new team members, everyone has to know. You've got to give people a heads up about who's coming on. So Jenny's off, Jimmy's on, whatever. So then Jimmy will have a chance to get his head in the game. But also something else on the bench. If you've got I haven't seen too much footage of the bench. If you have a quiet bench, you have a dangerous bench, which means you've got a bench that aren't engaged. And so I'd be more inclined to be in the ear of those players, talking them up, getting their head in the game a good 10 minutes before they went on, and say, right, you're on. You're going to take over the winger, what have you, and you go, right, this is what I want you to do, and really talk them up into being a game changer. There's no point in being on the back foot, and so they have to try and feel their way in the team. It's really good as a coach if you can give them your communication to the sub coming on. They know they've got a job to do, so they know they have to smother a player. They know they have to just sit in that one spot because someone coming back somewhere is going to pass the ball. Someone that you're matched up with might be getting tired, things like that. So if those sorts of things, the coaches, what the coaches are looking at. From an emotional control, I think everyone's doing pretty well. I don't see too many hissy fits out there. There's been some fantastic gameplay so far in the first half. The surface looks like it's holding up nicely. It looks a high quality surface. It looks fantastic. It's an absolute fantastic credit, true credit to the groundsmen. They've done a great job. I couldn't imagine the logistics having to change a surface from an NFL into a soccer pitch in a few months or whatever it's been. You got to get the grass to grow and everything else like that and get it all knitted together. No one has their head down, which is really good. No one seems to be putting their head down or blaming. If you've got somebody, if I see somebody blaming somebody, you're off. I can't have that. You can't. This is when that one bad apple does spoil the bunch. A bad attitude, fair income, you're off. But no one's doing that. It's really good. Everyone seems to be keeping their chin up and really playing for each other. And I can't see any obvious favoritism of sides or whatever. So we've got here possession, 48% Spain possession, and Portuguese has 36 possessions. Attempt on goal, Spain is 8, Portugal is 5. Everything seems to be pretty even. Passes completed, ball recovery. Yep, everything seems to be pretty evenly matched. So we'll see how we go. I think what we need to do is probably build on momentum. We're about to get into the second half. Has anyone changed their predictions, who they think's going to win? We had a few 2-1s, me included. I'm not sure what that is. So we have started second half. We're at the 46-minute mark right now. $46.5 Everyone seems pretty calm. No one seems particularly G'd up. I think they know they have a job to do. Beautiful triangles there from Portuguese. from the Portuguese. Fantastic. I really like seeing triangles. Oh no, Portuguese, relax. He's disagreeing with the linesman. All right, Spanish have possession now. 47-minute mark. Didn't use their keeper, went straight across the box. Totally fine. Going to use their keeper. They've had to bring it back to create some space. Yes, creating space. They've come back. Yes, smart move. Okay, so what the Spanish did. The Spanish were coming through here. Spanish were coming through here, and they were just met with a lot of Portuguese. Ronaldo's down, 47.5-minute mark. Just taking a break. And what they did then, they couldn't get here. So what they did, came through here, used the keeper, yes, and then bounced through here to have a game change, just a switch like that. I like seeing those switches. And that was at the 47-minute mark. And the score is currently 0-0. We currently have, at the 48-minute mark, we have a penalty kick. Woo! Ah, I like that. I like that. Okay, right. Portuguese, penalty kick here. There was two fellas here. And then we've got a row here and a row here of the Spanish defending. No worries at all. We have a keeper. Busy being a legend there. So what the Spanish did just then, the Portuguese, sorry, did just then, is that there's the ball. Right. So they went in and stopped and then come out. Then this guy went in for a pass and stopped out and came in. So they sort of balked 2 times the ball. And what that did, that created a bit of room here. And it also made the keeper move. And the keeper moved and then reset. And then they did this shot on goal. But the keeper was able to get it. But it was really good. It created space. I think that was a 48-minute mark. Bit of jostling. Spanish, yeah. Portuguese, good. Thumbs up. Yeah, well, I don't mind it. I don't mind a bit of argy-bargy as long as it's all part of it. Spanish. Spanish is on his back. Taking a ride. No harm, no foul. Move on. All right. Good. Good backup from that keeper. That keeper actually came out of his goal. I do like seeing that. He was able to have the confidence. Where was he? So this is the 49-minute mark. Hang on, we might have a shot on goal here. So it was Portuguese, sorry. Portuguese keeper here kicked their back line. He came out to support him here, which is fantastic because literally there was nobody here at all. So that was really good to support that, to create room from the defenders here. So, or the attackers here, really. So that was good. It actually worked out well. So well done, keeper. Good skills, good vision. Happy with that. All right, if you're watching along, it's currently the 50-minute mark and 52 seconds. I can't see anybody here obviously labouring with hamstring injuries or Achilles tendon injuries, which is super common. Groin injuries are very, very common. So from a groin injury perspective, something that is really, really not maybe acknowledged enough is checking the hamstrings out. So people will say, oh, my groin or knee hurts, but the first thing I'll be doing is going and checking the health of the hamstring. And this is a real hamstring game. Hamstrings are used to slow the momentum. So if you're right-footed, just an example, your left hamstring is going to cop a lot, because as your left foot comes in to stabilize the leg, that left foot plant and then the kick of the right foot, it's actually the hamstring that's activated through that. So if somebody has, if they're I'll always say left or right foot, chances are they're right-footed. Not many people seem to develop their left kick, and they should. You should be as good as your left as you are with your right. You should be able to do, if you're a winger, you should be able to cross that ball on the first touch if you're on the left. If you're a right-footed kicker, you should be able, and you're a left on the wing, you should be able to cross on the first touch and not cut back on your right foot. You should have enough confidence to do that with your left foot, and it should be a signature move. If you're left wing, you should be able to cross your left foot and be a right-footed player. Mint. Good. The Spanish using the pitch. So Spanish are now creating room and coming wider. They've switched. Nice. That's a 52.5-minute mark. Oh, I love this ref. He is just play on. He's not having anyone fall over and calling, "Oi, what about me?" Go, ref. This English ref's all business. I like it. All right. People are starting to sit down. Players starting to sit down a little bit. 53.5-minute mark. Getting tired? Are you tired or sore? What's going on, mate? Oh, we've got medics coming out. Let's have a look at the injury. Let's have a look at this. You know, I just saw the replay. I didn't see too much in that. I didn't see too much in twisting of the knee, twisting of the ankle. What's happened is Portuguese gone in to get the ball off him. He's done a dive and he's put up sore. The ref, I'm going to say, doesn't look impressed. I think he's keen to get the game up and running. If he walks up without a limp, this is Portuguese guy. Nah. Is he coming off? 25, number 25, Portuguese. He's coming off. No. Beg my finest pardon. Okay, when you watch him walking, we're at the 54-minute mark, 52-minute mark. When you watch him walk back, it's very, very important you watch him walk back. The way that his left leg sort of flicks a bit, his knee, you'll see it in his knee compared to his right one, that's a hamstring thing. So if I was his physio, structural podiatrist, he needs to work on the evenness of his hamstrings. So it's funny how we're talking about the hamstrings now. Yeah, I'd be hitting those. And I've just seen something here, 55-minute mark and the 19-second mark. Sub with Mendes by the look of it. Mendes off. Yeah, so you've really got to work on your evenness. So when you've got these games, which is really one-sided dominant, you really have to work on the other side. And I highly recommend that people are looking at the deficit as well as the strength. So just because you're a good right kicker, you need to work on your left kicking at the same time, because that's going to even up your hamstrings and even up your adductors, which are the ones on the inside, even up your glutes, that's your backside area, that's your power pack in the back end there. It's really important to work on both sides. And when you start having these differences between the two, that's when you're going to get yourself an injury. But when I saw that, I just saw the replay of him slide tackle into that player, I just didn't think it was much. Obviously, it was more than not. Roxy, my dog, needs to get out. Hang on a second. I'll be back in 30 seconds. There we go. All right, I think she wants to go and chase some chickens or something. Right, what do we miss? 56. It's freezing here. It's winter in Australia, and where I live, or where I am and live, is in Toowoomba. That's no secret. And we're up on a hill. It's freezing today. Today's really cold. We've had like a pretty good winter. And then bang. It just got cold. All right, 57-minute mark. No problems at all. Ronaldo is absolutely smothered. Excellent. I love seeing that. There is no way on this living earth, if I was coaching Spain, that I would leave a player like Ronaldo without two players, or one player on him and someone keeping an eye on him for a backup who was fast and can cut him down. So at the sort of the 57-minute mark, you're sort of looking for, from a coaching perspective, you're looking for people who are starting to tire as well. Just then the grouping sort of came in a little bit, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's part of the tiring, because what both teams have been very good at is coming in and coming out and coming in. So they've been very good at this sort of accordion style of play, and I do like seeing that. It does work, and I was exposed to it here in Toowoomba actually by a coach, and I really do appreciate his knowledge on that. That was really good, because normally what happens is there's your positions, stay in those positions, and you can't go to those positions unless hell's freezing over. A bit like that sort of connotation, but it's good. There is times you have to come and help each other out, and then just relax and get your distance on the ground, then come back again. Great footwork by both fellas, both teams here. I really do like seeing that. Nothing too tricky. There's no need to do your... Okay, that was nice. If that had have come off, yeah, Ronaldo's smiling. So 58-minute mark, I'll show you what happened. So the 58-minute mark, we'll use this one instead. At the 58-minute mark, we had Portuguese. We're here. We had a little bit of Spain here, but guess who? The big R, Ronaldo, was there. And then he, a nice loopy pass here, and first touch right foot to have a shot on goal, and it just wide. Fantastic tactics. I like seeing that. That was good. And that was make that 58-minute mark for this here, and then shot on goal, which was not successful this time. Just a reminder for the folks who had jumped on this live, I don't actually have access to the FIFA video and audio because I don't own it. You're getting my live commentary of what I think about the game as it goes. So what I can highly recommend, if you're watching at home, is that you have it on your TV and then have me in the background and watching. Put it on, put your TV, put your camera on side view, and then watch it from there. Was that an ankle tap from the Spanish? Yeah, thumbs up. What was that? The 60-minute mark. You'll see an ankle tap by the Spanish. It looked like an ankle tap, says me. All right. Okay, that was a wasted shot on goal. So Portuguese just leant back. Oh, referee cam. I'm using the wrong colour for the Spanish. Leant back. Okay, so we have ourselves a corner kick. Let's have a look at the corner kick. Oh. Probably a bit of a misplaced kick there. So what the Spanish did here, and they actually did a loopy one, but what happened was it sort of hit here. It was just very congested there, and so then the Portuguese grabbed it, got the basically the grubber ball, the leftovers, and had plenty of time to turn, and then bing ba boom. Oh, hey, great keeper. Okay, so we're currently at another corner kick, and it is the 61-ish minute mark. It keeps going to replays. So 60, 61, 62 minute mark. And what they did, Spanish here, and Superman, the keeper came straight out, and beautiful AFL mark, grab, knees up, very typical keeper thing to do, nice and protective of the ball, yay, no goal for the Spanish. Well done, Portuguese keeper. Both teams are going to be thinking, you know what, enough time, we've got to try and get a conversion here. Current score is still 0-0. Currently right now, the Portuguese have possession, and they are, you got to get up, mate. You got to keep the flow going. I'm not too sure if it's a tactic because both teams are getting tired. They're both evenly matched too, physically. So height and thickness and physical strength, these two teams can be pretty matched. And just because someone gets the ball off you doesn't mean you can sort of sit down and look for that extra time. Oh, great first touch by the Portuguese. First touch and triangle. That's what we're after. Okay, lots of triangles there. Very hard to... All right, the Portuguese. Yeah, they did beautiful dribbling. Beautiful first touch here to here. And then a little bit messy. Whoops, wrong colour. Definitely supported here with the Spain. There's definitely defending. But through their triangles... Red. Why is that not working? Red. So through their triangle, so here, their triangular work, and they were able to, they didn't convert that, but it was really good to get those triangles with a first touch. And everyone was actually very close to each other in here, and that was probably about the 62-minute mark. Good defense by the Portuguese. They've really lifted. They actually look like they want to be there now. The Spanish have current possession. Patiently going to use their keeper. No. Good triangle work. Portuguese doing really well to push them back towards the keeper and use the keeper. Yes, good. Is that keeper going to switch it to the forehand? Keeper didn't have many options there, to be honest, so that was really good marking up by the Portuguese. Oh, ah! Okay, so Spanish. We'll go to this one. Again, using lots of triangles, and then boom, shot on goal, and was met with an excellent keeper in the Portuguese. Well done, Portuguese keeper. I've said it a few times, haven't I? Well done, Portuguese keeper. '65-minute, currently 0-0. Again, Spanish using very good triangular work. Yep, number 12, he's having a nice little smile. He knows that he got close there. Oh, look at that. Straight through the legs of the Portuguese in the top box. Literally nobody was there. The only thing that let them down was that the Spanish, Spanish over here, this beauty. Oh, Renee. All right. Just think triangles getting here, right? The Spaniard was here, and it is beautiful ball here between the legs of the Portuguese. The keeper is like, yeah, nah, and then there was no one here from the Portuguese to come and Spanish to come and boom. That was a good end, and that would probably about the 65-minute mark. Psychology, 66-minute mark. Psychology, you need to have your psychology down pat, not necessarily at this level, but at all levels. This is when you're calling for calm, you're calling for the basics. It's very, very important to call for the basics. You don't really want to be trying to be the star. You've got to try and be a team. There's also these questions out there from a coaching perspective. Do you get to a certain, it's more of a vibe. Do you get to a certain time and go, right, business end? It's always business end. As soon as the whistle starts, there's always business end. People say that a lot about seasons. They go, oh, it's the business end of the season because the finals, but it always was the business end. You can't get there unless you put your reps in the first half of the season. But a few things that they'll be looking for. Now, I reckon the Portuguese are starting to tire a bit. I'll be looking for, so right now, 67-minute mark. Martinez can probably do with some substitutions now. Anybody who is, oh, it's a hydration break. There you go. Wow. Called it. They need a break. They need a break right now. We'll be interested to see how they use this break. Now could be a good time to have some fresh legs on there. I'd be hitting those fresh legs hard. Also, you've really got to be looking at, are you going to protect or are you going to attack? So that's one of the things too, protect or attack. I think you should attack. And the only way you're going to attack is if you got fresh legs who can literally outrun and do some really good triangles and some good passing. Also, something that I haven't seen is that people aren't changing up the tempo. We're currently in a drink break. I'm not too sure how long this is going to last for. So from a tempo, so people normally like, it is very expected when you get the ball, there's a certain amount of timing to trap the ball, to look for the ball, you're looking for the player. So it's like dart, 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 like you're looking for that timing. I want to see a bit more staccato with the ball placement, and you need to practice that. You need to go bounce, bounce. And when you go bounce, bounce, and you go, then the triangles. So let's just say your triangles are going from here, 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 that sort of stuff. I would like to see a bit more, rather than this, hang on. Rather than seeing the timing or tempo, use any word you like. So the timing of the tempos, let's just say from a triangular perspective, everyone is going in the motions of tap, 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 tap. I want to see, currently right now, off the bench, off your drink break, not off the bench, off your drink break to have a game change. I would rather see tap, 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 or tap, 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 tap. And then that's how you're going to create a better space, is if you change your tempo. So I'd be looking at the timing of how you pass the ball. So I think that's something that I would like to see a lot more of now. Oh my gosh, we're on some ads here. I can't see any particular individual battles between wingers and midfielders or strikers in the back line. I haven't really seen too many battles. Okay. Martinez, he has the iPad out. He's given him a bit of a rev up. Yeah. Get your head in the game, fellas. He's probably looking at going, we don't have long. A few subs here. Smart. I love that. Fresh legs. Please use your bench. That's what they're there for. These guys can play. Everyone can play. As soon as the coach realizes that every single person that you have selected can play, then use them. Number 5's on. He's looking ready. Yes, he's looking positively up. 17 off. No problems at all. Yep. We've got 2 subs remaining, and it's the 71-minute mark. So this was the break. That was the drink break. My screen's moving at the same time. So it looks like I can't write. I can write. All right, 71-minute mark. Fresh legs from the Portuguese. I didn't see any subs from the, unless I missed it in the ads on my video, on the footage I'm seeing. Okay, Spanish is starting to sit down a bit. Number 9. What's that ref reckon? Going for a little bit of a shirt grab. Okay, number 19. Yeah, it was a shirt grab. Okay, I can see why this ref's onto it. Good ref. All right, so we're currently at the, I'm going to say 72-minute mark. 72-minute mark. Hang on, we'll change screens. 72-minute mark, and it is the Spanish. And they're having a bit of a chat to each other. Just sorting things out. When you put the ball down, do you have a certain way that you put the ball down? Do you like it with the air thing up, the air thing down, a certain angle? I just put the ball down. I don't think much of it. Bravo, keeper. No problems at all. We're going to go to another corner now. That was quite uneventful. So came in through here and just, yeah. Right, let's have a look at this next shot on goal. Beautiful deflection. Big palm. So, all right. So corner here, comes straight through. Keeper came out, great timing. Big left-hand palm and deflected this way. Game changed here. And Spanish currently have possessions. That's very good. And they've also brought all the way back and used their keeper. But they didn't switch, they came back this way. They used the keeper, so I'm happy about that. 73.5-minute mark. Portuguese settling in nicely. They've used their keeper. And they've used their keeper. Rightio. So the Spanish have used their keeper. The Portuguese are starting to use their keeper more. And the Spanish using their keeper more. I like seeing that. You don't want a cold keeper. I've said this before. You do not want to have a cold keeper. What a great through ball. I love seeing that. Yes, yeah. Oh, okay. That player wasn't in position well, but go easy. Go easy. Let's go easy on the Spanish. So, where am I? All right, 74-minute mark. 74. Yeah, make this 74. 74-minute mark. Okay, so it was the Spanish who had through their keeper as well. They used their keeper and they've come up the side here and this beautiful through ball. Hang on a second. Let's just make this a bit simpler. So beautiful through ball, and it just, because the player was here and the ball through ball. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. So good. A beautiful, a nice evenly paced through ball. Yay. Love seeing that. Gave the Spanish chance to run onto it. And then what he did, he passed. Beautiful pass here, but old mate Spanish was there. And then the Portuguese was like, yeah, nah, and then came out here and managed to deflect it and then come through here. It just was this, I think this play here could have come back and just watch his timings and watched visually. Let me change colours. And visually what's going on here, so he knows that he can do his timing on his run on for this through ball here, and old mate here, yeah. He anyway, that's looking really messy. 74-minute mark. This was on this side here. You've got to have everyone talking to each other. So on the 74-ish minute mark, Spanish had it great with nice through ball, come through here, but these people have to be looking with their eyeballs what's going on the other side of the pitch. It's not, both sides are working together. Fantastic. That was really good to see. I really enjoyed that. All right. 76-minute mark. What's going on here? Let's go back to this one. 76-minute mark. The Portuguese Actually, both. Both are starting to look a little tired. They're waiting for the ball to come to them rather than going to the ball. The Portuguese doing well to defend, though. I do like seeing that. Portuguese are more holding from a defensive perspective rather than individually making them go to one side. That's in defense. Yeah, so that's definitely a sign of tiring when you're not making them force the forehand, the forehand or the backhand of the kick, whatever. But you're not forcing one particular side. So 77-minute mark, understandably, folks tired. They've got 2 more subs left. Jump them on. Spain have just kicked up a gear. Bravo to the Spanish. They've absolutely made Ronaldo completely redundant. Now, I know it's a big call saying that, but Ronaldo has literally been under so much pressure from the defense of the Spanish. It's very hard for him to make those conversions. He's definitely been impactful. It's just hard to make conversions when you're being smothered. Well done, Spanish. I'd be doing the same thing too. Keeper just got a finger to it. There was a cross ball. Hang on, it's still going. Oh, lovely punch. Lovely punch. Yeah, Portuguese. Punch the ball out of the way. Yep, great. Everyone's just holding their position and they're trying to hold offline. Okay, nice. Okay, the Spanish are looking for a penalty from a handball. Let's see what's going on here. We're currently, I don't know what minutes we're in. Oh, I missed that. We need a different angle. Here we go, different angle. No. I can't see the name of his jersey. No, just a straight corner kick. Let's go back to the corner kick and see what's going on here. So we're currently in the 79-minute mark. Spanish have the corner kick. Let's go white. I don't mind an aerial game here. Yep, the ref's saying, on your bike, mate. I've got things covered. Literally a very hard corner to do. Wrong one. So Spanish coming in through here. And just activity everywhere. Activity very, very hard to get in. Ball going everywhere. And the ball is then come forward for the next gameplay. And there was some sort of penalty there. So, anyway, Portuguese got a free kick. Penalty kick. We're now in the 80-minute mark. If you're watching on, 80 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay, the Portuguese have just sort of stepped up a gear because the Spanish currently have possession. Beautiful triangles. Outclassed by a fantastic defense in Portuguese, though. Portuguese, beautiful game changer there. Yes, Ronaldo. Yes. He's on the right wing at the moment. Beautiful turning. Okay, we've got some nice ball skills here by the Portuguese. We can probably use their keeper now. Haven't used their keeper. Haven't gone back that far. Changing it from one side to the other. I do like seeing that sort of play where it starts getting messy. So now we're on the opposite side to Ronaldo. Ronaldo is hanging back. He's definitely on side. No one there. No one there. When you come up on the sides, the Portuguese, so Ronaldo is here. We've got another Portuguese guy here. Old mate is coming up here, but nobody was here to support the triangle space. No one was there to support this way. Whoa, dear. No one's there to support this way or that way, and then come back to Ronaldo to come back. Sometimes you can get caught up and you go too far. Like you sort of everyone's running and you're dribbling the ball and you're trying to make some grounds, but there's making grounds and making space, and that's two different things. To make ground for making ground's sake doesn't necessarily mean you made space to make that shot. So you can get it all the way up to the touch line, up to the goal line, and no one's there. So you have to be patient. Yes, we've got ourselves some more subs, the 82-minute mark. We have some subs now with the Portuguese is subbing. I still haven't seen too much. Is that 18 or T8? Number 18 off. And number 26 on. 10 is on. '23 is off. 23 is looking a little cranky to come off. He's walking off. He's taking his time. Yep. Hug it out. Lovely. Number 10 coming on. Looks ready for action. Good to see him running on, actually. He looks really fit. Number 10. He's got both his hamstrings are in check. Yay, that's a great start. Give him the ball. Fresh legs. Let's go. 83-minute mark. It's in the keeper's hands now. Fuente's looking a little bit worried. Competence equals confidence, guys. If you've put your time and effort into your competence and you know your team can do it, that's where your confidence comes from as a coach. You know exactly what each team member can do. You know their strengths and weaknesses, and the coaching magic, just watching something, coaching magic, what comes with that. Are we wording up? The Spanish are wording up. Who's that? Number 8. He's looking pretty ready to go. Number 8 and the Spanish is about to come on by look at that. They've had the iPads out and going through some gameplay. Essentially important that you word your team members up before you go on. There's no point in saying, yeah, you're going to be the winger. Okay, mate. Go for it. No, give them a specific task they have to do. So sometimes the task is just to shut someone down. So fresh legs on Ronaldo, great idea. That's all your job is, to make him redundant. Yes, do that. There's another player on the wing, make them redundant. Fabian, number 8. Yep. Number 20 is off. Yeah, well done. Yep, number 8, yes. Good psychology. I'm loving the attitude. He looks good. Number 6 running on 2 for Spain. Yes. This is probably a good time for substitutions as well. We've got possibly 10, 15 minutes to go. But I also don't mind stretching out your players as well, because there's no point in getting your players to a cooked stage and then go. It's exactly the same thing in training when you're training for running. You don't want to get to a certain point where you literally have nothing left in the tank and then take a break. It's very smart to take a break before you're cooked. Oh, number 8, impactful. Okay, number 8, sub. Well done to that keeper. Okay, number 8, Spain. Game changer, off the bench, came on and made something impactful. What he did, he was here and then did this beautiful shot on goal, and then yeah, the keeper was too good. Gosh, it's exciting, isn't it? So 85-minute mark. So that was probably around the 85. Gotta stop my screen from moving, guys. All right, so that was about the 85-minute mark, and that was number 8, Spain. He looked good. Number 8 again. Here we go. Beautiful ball. That was a beautiful pass. What he did, I'm getting excitable about number 8. Number 8 could be the best game changer guy we've seen today. Number 8 did a beautiful ball here it was a nice evenly paced pass, and then the Spain came out to create some space and come through. Super happy with that. That is about the 86-minute mark. That was again number 8. Number 8's there again. He's in midfield. He's everywhere. No one's on number 8. Yes, header. Get on the ground. Well done, number 8. It was an aerial ball, and he headed the ball and put it back down again. No one's on number 8. Why is no one on number 8? Clear passing. Yeah. Number 19's had a really good campaign as well on that right wing. Number 8 has his hands up. He's calling. Keep it up, number 8. Keep calling it, because they will soon realise that you're there and you're there to make change. Number 8. I'll be looking at number 8. Number 8, and number 8 is loud. He's calling for the ball in a positive way, and when the ball doesn't come to him, he's certainly not cracking a darkie. Where are we? Current possession, 87-minute mark, 47 seconds. Portuguese, everything's all fine. Good triangles. Love seeing that. Yep, number 8. Number 8. Yes, number 8. He's calling. Number 8. Beautiful. Who is number 8? Beautiful. Yep, shoulder charge by... Oh, yeah, wow. Shoulder charge. Oh, yellow. That deserved a yellow too. So the Portuguese came in, shoulder checked old mate in Spain. Shoulder check number 6. Yeah, AFL. Just bang. Full. Yeah, number 6. That was a full whack. All right, so we've got ourselves... I don't know why Portuguese have their hands up going, what happened about that? I'm like, no, you shoulder charged him. You got a yellow card, mate. So Silva. Bernardo Silva from Portugal has himself a yellow card for shoulder checking the Spaniard and putting him on his backside. Okay, both, we just had a close with the coaches. Both coaches look worried. Both Fuentes and Martinez both look worried. I'd be worried too if I was them. All right, we're getting a bit of an aerial game here. We've got to get it back down on the ground. Yes, well done, Spain. Spain brought it back down the ground. Yep, thumbs up, number 14. Well done, I agree. Where's number 8? Look, there you are, number 8. Well done. Yes. Oh, number 8 changed the tempo. That's exactly what I was talking about. Number 8, what's the time? What is the time? 89:20-ish. Check out the tempo. This is a great example. So 89:20, number 8, 20, number 8 changed the tempo. So before, I don't know what time it was in this whole big recording, but what was happening was when you've got bang, 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 and everyone's looking and they're expecting the time and pace, whatever, the ball's come here, it's gone bang, bang. Oh, sorry, it's gone bang, bang, and then he was very quick on that tempo change. What? Okay. Fabian, number 8, was the first person to come in and congratulate Spain. Spain got that goal, and I do predict that it came from changing the tempo. Bravo. Yeah, everyone's pretty happy. This is a 90-minute mark, 30 seconds to go, plus 6 minutes. The Portuguese currently right now are in trouble. Number 6, yay to the crowd. Well done, number 6. That was a cracker of a goal. Yes, see, no mucking around. Spain did not muck around. They were looking at... Yeah. Okay, they changed the tempo. That's exactly what happened. They changed the tempo. Just say 90 minutes. 90 minutes when the goal came in. 90-minute mark. 90 minutes of the goal. Okay, Fuente is beside himself happy, and I agree. Ronaldo is currently upset. Yeah, Spanish is super happy with that. You know what? And that, number 8. Number 8, Fabio. I'm going to call him Fabio. Current score, 90-minute mark plus 6 minutes. Overtime, we're currently nearly about 2 minutes into overtime. So about 4 minutes remaining. Spanish is 1, Portuguese is 0. I actually did think this was going to be a high-scoring game. Both teams have been very evenly matched, though, which is really good to see. Yeah, Portuguese are just putting it all in. Yes. And the Spanish are calm. Yeah, play on. You can't be getting a questionable side tackle here. This ref's doing a great job keeping the fellas in check. He's a good ref, this one. Well done, mate. Yeah, the Spanish want it more currently right now. The Spanish want it more. There's a bit of a contest between an aerial contest. The 90-minute mark plus 2 minutes 40. There was an aerial contest on the right forward area for the Portuguese, and the Spain just want it more. Yeah. How they got their goal before, it was basically just a lovely through ball, but bravo to number 8. Number 8 there. Grabby. Oh dear. Portuguese are grabbing at the shirts. You're going to get a... Yeah, long story short, we had a nice little sort of barrier here, and what the Spanish did, they just did a nice through ball. A nice through ball here. And they had somebody here, but it was these through balls. It's the through balls. I love it. And it came through here, and it was just far enough out this area here for the keeper to go, am I coming or going? Keeper came out. That keeper from Portugal has done a stellar job. A stellar job, not just about defending the goal too. A stellar job is being part of the game as well. It's very important for keepers to be part of a game. You can't have cold keepers. A sweeper keeper style when there's no other team members around that last sort of third is a good idea. Portugal, shot on, it's more of a cross pass, big loopy pass. Yeah, turn. Oh, the Spanish want it more. There's just a contest, a one-on-one contest, and the Spanish want it more. The Portuguese at this stage still definitely do want it. And this here was the 90-minute mark, and this is the goal. So just so we can come back to it, that was a Spanish goal. The biggest game changer here was number 8. We need to know more about number 8. Fabio. What's number 8's real name? Can you let me know in the comments, please, Fabio? Number 8, Spain, FIFA. Fabian, not Fabio. Fabian. Sorry, Fabian. Right, number 8, Fabian. Yeah. Dead set, underrated player. We've got ourselves another sub at the 90-minute mark. We've got probably about 30 seconds to go, so it could be a strategic move to unsettle Portugal to have that. They'll be thinking, who's this new guy? What's his specialty? I do like having game-changing players on the bench and ready to use. I don't like game-changing players left there and not used. I don't like that. I don't like how they go. Some coaches will think, yes, the Spanish want it. I don't like it how some coaches might think, oh, he's our specialty, whatever. We're going to keep him if we get in trouble. No, you need to use your players. You should always use your players and rotate your players. So if there's any coaches out there, please, for goodness sake, use your players. If you don't use your players, rewind. Every single player who puts a jersey on wants as much court time or pitch time as possible. That's a fact. That's the only thing that's going through a player's head. They're also thinking, what can I do to get on there? And if you as a coach don't show that they are seen, even if they're not in their specialty field, like position when they come on, they're going to start looking for other clubs that do respect and value them, and they're going to go. I hope I would buy that number 8 a beer if I was in Dallas, Texas right now. And look how these Spanish are high-fiving each other. They're patting each other. Number 26 is super happy to get on. It doesn't matter that it is 3 seconds to go apparently in overtime. There might be more overtime, but it's not too sure. Yeah, great psychology. Everyone is very up and happy. So there's definitely been a substitution by the Spanish. Bravo. Yes, he got to touch the ball. Well done. He got to touch. Yeah, well done. I'm very happy for him. All right, 90-minute mark. Yes, Hungary. They actually want the ball. So here's the other thing too, is that does the team, the instruction from the coach, are we looking at protect or are we looking at attack? I say you look at being hungry for the ball and still looking like let's make it 2. I don't like the idea of protect. I have been in that position a few times where the coach has gone, defense, everybody on the... Okay, right, before I do some stupid voiceover, this, I think, is a bad idea. I think if you have a fairly evenly matched... Okay, so the Spanish... Oh, yellow card for the Spanish. Oh. Hang on. Who was it? I don't think you can do that, number 7. It's okay. Number 7 copped it. Torres. It's all right. He's all right. He's emotionally regulated. Just came in for a slide tackle. It didn't look anything too amazing, but you really can't do a slide tackle where you're tackling on the right side, your left side's up, and it comes on pretty close to below the knee, shin of the other player. So they have themselves a free kick. Oh, shivers, that got close. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are at the, on the bell, rightio. Doesn't matter. They had a free kick, didn't convert. So what? The winners are... Full time we have Spanish is 1 and Portugal is 0. Bravo to everybody. My hot take from here is number 8 was the game changer in the last 20 or so minutes of the game. Yeah. Well done. So from a coaching perspective, going back to the lab, you got to go, what did you do wrong? What did you do right? How were we psychology? How were we fit? How did we talk to each other? All those sorts of really small nuances. They've got a whole team of coaches in there. I love coaching team sports. It's such a real pleasure having everybody get the best out of every single team playing what they do. They're going to be looking at where was the intensity, where they failed or where they really progressed through. I think both teams here right now can be very, very happy with how they played. That was a very evenly matched games. Everybody was, I think, was physically fit. I saw times in there where the Spanish was sort of taking a bit of a break, and then the Portuguese were taking a bit of a break, and then they sort of turned it on and off. So I think they managed their fitness very, very well. Number 8. Yeah. Well done. Spain. I'm Renee Reich, structural podiatrist, also founder of the Reich Method, podiatry coach, all that sort of cool stuff there. You can check it out, all the other stuff I do, link in bio. Well done. That was a solid game. I really enjoyed watching that. If you've got any commentary, things that you want me to look at, let me know. Let me know also about your soccer, your best soccer moment. Didn't think of that before I started this. What was my best soccer moment? I'm not sure. I've got a lot of great soccer moments. But I have very, very good friends from soccer. So they really are, they do become an extended family. Stay awesome. Keep training for something awesome. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.